The Hebrew word for alone in Isaiah 44:24, a case for Christ's deity. Isaiah 44:24 makes a striking claim. God created the heavens and the earth alone, with no help from anyone. But what does the original Hebrew word for alone reveal? And does it prove that Jesus is God? In this video, we'll examine the Hebrew text and uncover the powerful evidence for Christ's deity. Section 1. The meaning of alone in Isaiah 44:24. Let's begin by reading Isaiah 44:24 in its full context and breaking down the original Hebrew. Isaiah 44:24, KJV, Thus saith the Lord thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb, I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself. Hebrew. Breakdown. Ani Yihva, Ani Yihviah. I am the Lord, Yihvih, Oshekol, Osekol, who makes all things. Absolute creation. Note Shamayim Lbadi, Note Shamayim Levadi, who stretches out the heavens alone. Roka. Ha'aretz mi'aiti, Roka ha'aretz me'iti, who spreads out the earth by myself. Key takeaways from the Hebrew. 1. Levadi, Lbadi, means completely alone, without any assistance. 2. Me'iti, mi'ati, literally means by myself, emphasizing singular action. 3. The Hebrew text allows no possibility of a co-creator or helper in creation. Big question. If Isaiah 44:24 says, Why Chok, created alone, how can the New Testament say Jesus created all things? Section 2. The New Testament declares Jesus as the Creator. Now let's compare Isaiah's declarations with what the New Testament says about Jesus and creation. John chapter 1:3 KJ, All things were made by him, Jesus, and without him was not anything made that was made. Colossians 1:16-17 KJV, For by him, Jesus, were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. Hebrews 1:10 KJV, And thou, Lord Jesus, in the beginning hast laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the works of thine hands. Key takeaways from these verses. 1 John 1:3. Jesus created everything, no exceptions. 2 Colossians chapter 1:16. Jesus created all things, including heaven and earth. 3 Hebrews 1:10. The Father himself calls Jesus the Creator, quoting from Psalm 102, which speaks about Yahweh, final verdict. The only way these verses can both be true is if Jesus is Yahweh, the creator of Isaiah 44:24. Section 3. Did Jesus claim to be Yahweh? Some argue that Jesus never directly claimed to be God, but let's examine his own words. John 8:58 KJV. Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. John 10:30 KJV. I and my Father are one. Revelation 1:8 KJV. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. Key takeaways. Once, Jesus directly claimed the divine name I am. Exodus 3:14, identifying himself as Yahweh. 2. Jesus declared himself one with the Father, not a separate or lesser being. 3. Jesus took on the title Alpha and Omega, which is used exclusively for God, in Isaiah 44:6. Big question. If Jesus is not Yahweh, why does he claim the same divine titles? Section 4. Answering common objections. Objection number 1. Jesus was created before all things and then created everything else. Answer: no. John 1:3 and Colossians 1:16. Both say Jesus created all things, meaning he cannot be part of the things created. Objection number 2. God created through Jesus, so Jesus is just an agent. Answer: Isaiah 44:24 says God created alone. If Jesus was just an agent, Isaiah would be false. Objection number 3. Jesus and the Father are separate beings. Answer: Isaiah 45:5 says there is no God besides Yahweh. If Jesus is not Yahweh, then he is either a false God or he is Yahweh. Final verdict. Jesus is not separate from the creator of Isaiah 44:24. He is the creator of Isaiah 44:24. Final challenge and call to action. Now it's your turn. If Jesus isn't God, why does he create all things in Colossians 1:16? If Isaiah 44:24 says God created alone, how can Jesus also be the creator? How do skeptics explain Hebrews 1:10, where the Father calls Jesus the creator? Like, share, and comment below. Do you believe Jesus is God? Let's discuss. Subscribe for more biblical truth that exposes deception.